So with what we were just talking about, you mentioned the kind of anxiety and depression side of things as well. Like, at what levels do they come into play in terms of like, when do you have like the depressive like lulls, and then the anxiety kind of buzzes, I guess they are?
Yeah. Well, for me, I kind of think of it as like having a cold on my head, like that. So if it's coming, I know it's coming. Obviously, they're like physical symptoms to look out for and stuff, but I think it's just about having like a mental toolbox of things you can do. I know that like it's really hard to call them like triggers, because it's not like, oh look, I ate a blueberry, oh that's one of my triggers, I'm depressed now. Like, it doesn't work like that. But I know that if I haven't had enough sleep, or I haven't been eating well, or how I usually would do, if I've had a particularly busy week and then I have a day off, it's usually that day off. So I'm like, I prepare myself and try and work around it. Like it's kind of, and I mean, it's a lot easier when you have a name for it as well. And you're like, oh, it's just that, do you know? But I think it's, again, that's where routine helps as well, because it just, I think surprise is not nice. Change kind of kicks it up as well. So it's just about having everything really planned and no surprises, and everyone knows what's going on. And then when those things start sliding, that's when it starts to kick in. I'm a really bad traveller, for example. I find, like, whilst I love playing shows, I find it really scary to play shows, and like the flying, jet lag, things being out of time. I don't know. I don't like that. Okay. And I find that really difficult. I just go along with it, I guess. But it's like, from doing it, you know, and then stopping and then doing it again, I was able to work out what bits I didn't like and what bits did work. And I guess as well, I was really young, and I'd also was just having people make a schedule for me. I hadn't done it before. So when you do something for the first time, it's kind of exciting. You don't really, you're kind of on autopilot. There's a lot of adrenaline and you're just kind of running. It's only really when you stop and then you catch up with yourself and be like, oh, that's actually quite unsustainable. Yeah. That's not how I should treat my actual human body. That's weird. And like, it just keeps going and going. So having that time to then go, okay, that didn't work this time. What's different? Yeah. Made me able to create a routine where I feel like it's kind of controlled.
What are the things then in the routine that you kind of, you're like non-negotiables, like whether you're traveling, whether you're here, whether you're spending 3 days somewhere recording, like what are the things that you're like, I have to get these
basic
done?
Human things. There has to be sleep as much as possible. I get it. Like sometimes things are early, like I get it, it's fine. But within reason, the food situation has to happen. Like we have to all eat. And like just even small things, like I like to, when I travel, I like to take a diffuser with me and have the same smell everywhere, because that creates a thing. Or even like my face routine and stuff, just something that like I find it quite grounding to just do the same thing in a different place, things that I can take with me. I also like to get out and see somewhere as well, and not just see, like, because this gets so depressing if all you're seeing is like a van and then a hotel and then a van and then a venue and then a van and a hotel. Like it just keeps it, but and then it just feels like you haven't really been anywhere, but you've been away for a month. So like I try and see as much as possible as well.